Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and we're talking about the Buccaneers running situation yet again as it just continues to be week after week after week where the Bucs just aren't an efficient running team. And this has been a problem that has plagued them for a good long while now. And I just wanted to dive a little bit deeper into this and I guess just talk about the idea of like, look, man, something's got to change here. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long season offensively for this team moving forward. But we also have some quotes from Todd Bulls. Let's go ahead and dive right into that. When asked on why running back Keyshawn Vaughn has been getting more carries than Sean Tucker, Todd Bulls said this: he had a good week at practice and he had a good couple of weeks. Sean Tucker got a couple of plays in the game and we wanted to see Keyshawn Vaughn more. He's taking advantage of his opportunities, so he'll probably flip-flop like that the entire season. We'll see. First, to talk about that, like, look, we don't know how Keyshawn Vaughn looks in practice because none of us are necessarily there at all the practices. The media is there for most of the practices, and they see that, so maybe the media can dispute that, but this is a common situation, right, where guys do look very good in practices, and then you go out there into game time, and they just aren't playing well. That's just the matter of the situation. Whenever it does talk about the idea of, Sean Tucker got a couple of plays in the game and we wanted to see Keyshawn Vaughn more, completely disagree with that. We actually have not seen Sean Tucker play an offensive snap going back to the Philadelphia Eagles game. And I actually have the stats here to, kind of dispute that. If you take a look here, this is the percentage of offensive snaps. It's on the far right-hand side of the screen. As you can see, in game number 1 against Minnesota, Sean Tucker played 10 snaps. Game number 2, he played 17 offensive snaps. Game number 3, that's against the Philadelphia Eagles, he played 4. If you look at week 5, or I guess I should say game number 4 and game number 5 here against the New Orleans Saints, the Detroit Lions, 0 snaps in each game. So I don't know if Todd Bulls just forgot whenever he said Sean Tucker got a couple of plays in the game. Maybe he was thinking about, week 3 versus the Eagles, but that hasn't been a thing for 2 games. Sean Tucker getting any type of offensive snaps. So that's, interesting there. Todd Bulls, is he lying? To lie? I don't think so. I don't think he meant anything malicious by it or trying to be sneaky or whatever. He genuinely might have just forgot that Sean Tucker had 0 offensive snaps in the past 2 games, but yeah, that's just not accurate there. But again, he's taking advantage of his opportunities, so we'll probably flip-flop like that the entire season. We'll see. And this is alluding to practice, right? Because obviously in the game, the opportunities that have been there, Keyshawn Vaughn has not been doing the best, and we'll kind of dive into that a little bit later as well, on if he thinks the team can get by with Vaughn and Tucker at the number 2 running back spot until Chase Edmonds comes back. Chase Edmonds, for all of you know, has been dealing with an injury. He is still on the injured reserve. Todd Bulls said, I don't think it's their fault that we are in the bottom of the NFL as far as rushing. It's a group thing. We have to run the ball better. We have to block it better. We have to rush it better. So, I mean, like, that's kind of alluding to it being partially their fault. Again, kind of a weird quote there. I don't think it's their fault that we are in the bottom in the NFL as far as rushing. Okay, it's a group thing. I completely agree with that, right? It is a group thing, for sure. Understand that. You do have to block it better. But to also say we have to rush it better, we have to run it better, I mean, who gets the football in their hands and runs with it? The running backs. So that's, who rushes it? It's the running back. So, again, I understand where Todd Bowles is coming from in this second quote until, yes, it is a group thing, but then you get to the second part and it's like, wait, what? So, yeah, it is partially their fault in a way. And let's kind of dive into the stats to take a better look at that, right? Rachaad White, 70 carries, 232 yards this year. He's at the top of the screen right here. He's the orange bar. 3.3 yards an attempt. Not great. Like not great under any circumstances. Sean Tucker has been even worse in terms of 15 carries, 23 yards, 1.5 yards per attempt. And then Keyshawn Vaughn has had just as many carries as Sean Tucker now. They're both at 15, you can see here. He's at 25 yards a carry at 1.7 yards an attempt. Both guys have a long of 7 yards and a long of 8 yards. That's just not good. It's not a great situation to be in. So, like, any running back, any way you slice it, they're not getting yards. It's just been a really, really tough situation to watch. And I want to see if we can find the advanced statistics here. Here we go. If we go to the advanced statistics for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, one thing that I want to see, if they are going to see it here, is broken tackles. Here we go. These are yards before contact, 146 for Keyshawn Vaughn, 2.1 yards before he is getting contacted. Sean Tucker and Keyshawn Vaughn aren't even getting a yard before they are already getting hit by somebody. That's not good. But also, to counter that, the running back's yards after contact right here is also it's just as bad. You look, Rachaad White, 1.2 yards after contact per attempt. That's really bad. I mean, that means that these guys are going down immediately, right? Sean Tucker, Keyshawn Vaughn, they're not even getting a yard, essentially, after contact. That needs to improve in whatever situation that may be. That may be these guys getting better at breaking tackles. If you look, they only have 8 combined tackles, broken tackles, that I guess I should say, between the 3 of them. That's not great. 14 attempts per broken tackle for Rachaad White, 15 for Sean Tucker, and 7.5 for Keyshawn Vaughn. I mean, you look around the league at other running backs, some guys have already eclipsed this number in huge ways. So the Bucs, and yes, part of it is blocking, right? You see this. These guys are not even getting close to a yard in some cases, in the case of Sean Tucker and Keyshawn Vaughn. Rachaad White's only getting 2 yards before he gets hit. That's on blocking. That's got to be absolutely better. But the running backs are also not helping. They're not breaking tackles. They're not fighting through contact. And it is just extremely, extremely noticeable. So I do agree with Todd Bulls here when he says, yes, it's a group thing. And this has to change, right? What's the fix on this? Do you sign a running back? Do you, just hope that these guys get better? Because Chase Edmonds, you take a look at Chase Edmonds here. He only had 4 attempts before he got hurt, but his yards before contact was good. It was better, that's for sure. His yards after contact still was the same as essentially everybody else, but it seems like Chase Edmonds was able to make some opportunities there with 4.3 yards an attempt before contact. So, like, what's the difference here, right? Is it the running backs? Is it the blocking? Is it a combination of both? Are these guys dancing around the backfield too much and then getting hit as their first contact, sitting in the backfield trying to find the hole? It's a combination of everything, right? I do agree with Todd Bulls where he said this team has got to block better, but they've also got to rush better, right? It is a group thing. And right now, nobody's doing good. The running backs aren't doing good. The offensive line isn't doing good. Do you think about adding another running back? I don't know. Like, that's a legitimate thing you could and maybe should consider, in my opinion. Because right now, your current group of guys isn't getting it done. And folks, if things continue like this, right, it's going to be an incredibly long season for the offense. Because this team really wants to run the football, right? Dave Canales wants to run the football. Todd Bulls wants to run the football. It's just a good thing to have, right? Running the football. And if you're not able to do that, you become one-dimensional and you're screwed, right? Point blank, simple as that. So we'll see what happens. If this running game can improve, maybe it'll improve with the return of Chase Edmonds. But right now, there's been very, very little in the way of proof to show that it can improve right now without some type of change, be it bringing in a different running back, be it something changing schematically or running back wise. Something's got to give here. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very long season for this offense if they do become one-dimensional because they can't run the football. So let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear them down in the comment section below. Do you guys like these style of videos where we take a look at quotes and stats and all these other different types of things? Let me know. This was a fun one to record, just kind of deep diving into stats more. I would love to hear your guys' feedback on that. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. As always, folks, I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now. See you soon, and go Bucs.